Hello everyone, this is teacher Rejil. In this video, we are going to discuss how to write numbers in scientific notation and vice versa. Scientific notation is a method that is especially useful for writing very large or very small numbers. A number is written in scientific notation if it is written in the form a times 10 to the power of n, where a is a number greater than or equal to 1 but less than 10, and n, which is the exponent here, is an integer. So 9.14 times 10 to the power of 7 miles is an example of a number written in scientific notation. It's actually the distance between the Earth and the Sun. So this part here is the part A, 9.14. That's a number greater than or equal to 1 but less than 10. And the second part here, times 10 to a power which is an integer. Another example, the surface area of the Earth. It's also a number written in scientific notation. That's 5.1 times 10 to the power of 8 kilometers squared. So this 5.1 is part A, a number greater than or equal to 1 but less than 10, and the other part is times 10 raised to an exponent which is an integer. Another example is the mass of an electron, okay, which is 9.1 times 10 to the power of negative 31 kilograms. So this is part A, 9.1, a number greater than or equal to 1 but less than 10. And the second part, times 10 raised to a power which is an integer. Now, example number 1. The Earth's population is 7,100,000,000. Write it in scientific notation. First, we will copy down the number. Okay, now the decimal point is here after the last zero. So we will move this decimal point to this spot here, so that our first part, okay, the A, which is a number which is greater than or equal to 1 but less than 10, it's 7.1. And from this place here to this place, it's actually 9 decimal places. So this means our part 2 will be times 10 to the power of 9. Now let's do another example. The mass of a dust particle is 0.00000000753 kilograms. Write it in scientific notation. Now again, we are going to move this decimal point to this spot, okay? But first we are going to copy it down to make it clear. Yeah, we move it somewhere here. And this means the first part is 7.53. And the second part is, okay, if we count the number of decimal places from this point to this point, it's 10 decimal places. But notice, we move the decimal point from left to right. So that's going to be 10 to the power of negative 10. Now, example number 3. The distance between the Earth and the Sun is 9.14 times 10 to the power of 7 miles. Write it in standard notation, meaning to say from scientific notation to standard notation. So meaning to say we are going to remove this part here. Okay? So to remove this part, we are going also to remove or to move the decimal, okay, from this spot here 7 places to the right. So it becomes this number. That's 91,400,000 miles. Let's do another example. The mass of an electron is 9.1 times 10 to the power of negative 31 kilograms. Write it in standard notation. Wow. So this means, okay, we are going to move this decimal point how many places? 31 places to the left. That will look like this. Now, because of this number you see here, do you see the importance of writing a number in scientific notation? I hope so. Now, your turn. Okay, part A, write, okay, these numbers, okay, in scientific notation. And part B, numbers in scientific notation, you write them in standard notation. Okay, so number 1 here is the approximate number of cells in our human body, and number 2 here is the length of the shortest wavelength of visible light. Number 3 here is the approximate speed of light, and number 4, the diameter of a grain of sand. You can pause the video now and start working on these 4 items. If you are done, I can now show you the answer. So for number 1, the answer is 1.0 times 10 to the power of 14, or you may remove this 0.0. Number 2 is 4.0 times 10 to the power of negative 7, or again you can remove this 0 here. And number 3, okay, this is the answer. Okay, what is this? This is billion. Okay, 1,080,000,000 kilometer per hour. And for item number 4, it's 0.0024 inch. Did you get the 4 items right? I hope you did. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Teacher Rejil. Keep safe.